Imagine this. It's 3:17 a.m., the house is silent, and suddenly both babies wake up at the exact same moment. Two cries, rising together, echoing through the room like an alarm you cannot turn off. Your heart races, your mind scrambles, and for a second, you freeze. Which one do you pick up first? What if comforting one makes the other cry harder? This is not just noise, it's pressure, emotion, and exhaustion colliding all at once. For parents of twins, this isn't a rare event. It's a recurring test of patience, love, and resilience. But what if this overwhelming moment could become manageable, even meaningful? What if instead of panic you had a plan? Raising twins is a journey filled with double the love but also double the challenges. One of the most intense and emotionally charged moments happens when both babies cry at the same time, leaving parents feeling torn, overwhelmed, and sometimes helpless. In this video, we're going to explore not only practical strategies to handle these moments but also the emotional strength it takes to navigate them with confidence and calm. You'll discover ways to respond without panic, connect with both babies, and create a sense of balance in what feels like chaos. If you're a parent of twins or preparing to become one, this is for you. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and stay with us until the end, because what you'll learn here can transform one of the hardest moments into one of the most powerful. The moment when both twins begin crying at the same time is one of the most defining experiences in the life of parents of twins, not because it is rare, but because it happens often enough to test emotional limits and redefine what patience truly means. In that instant, time seems to compress, and the brain searches desperately for order in what feels like pure chaos. Yet beneath the surface of that overwhelming sound lies a powerful opportunity to develop instinct, connection, and resilience. Understanding that this situation is not a failure, but rather a natural part of raising two infants who share similar rhythms and needs, is the first step toward handling it with confidence. It is not about eliminating the crying, but about learning how to respond with intention instead of reaction, with presence instead of panic, and with trust instead of fear. Because the reality is that both babies are not just asking for attention, they are asking for security, and that security begins with the emotional state of the parent. At first, the instinct to choose one baby over the other can feel like an impossible decision, creating a sense of guilt that weighs heavily on the heart. Yet it is important to understand that responding to one does not mean neglecting the other, but rather managing a moment that requires sequencing rather than simultaneity. Parents often imagine that both babies must be soothed at the exact same second, but in reality, what matters most is the intention behind each action, because even when one baby is picked up first, the other can still feel the presence, the voice, and the calming energy of the parent. This is where simple strategies such as speaking softly to both babies while holding one can create a bridge of reassurance that extends beyond physical touch, reminding them that they are not alone, even if they are not being held in that exact moment. Creating a consistent routine becomes one of the most powerful tools in reducing the intensity of simultaneous crying, because babies thrive on predictability, and when their basic needs such as feeding, sleeping, and comfort are aligned, the likelihood of both reaching a breaking point at the same time begins to decrease. However, it is important to recognize that routines are not rigid structures but flexible guides, allowing parents to adapt to the natural rhythms of each child while still maintaining a sense of order. Over time, observing patterns such as hunger cues, sleep cycles, and sensitivity levels can provide valuable insights that help prevent moments of escalation, transforming what once felt unpredictable into something that can be anticipated and managed with greater ease. There is also a deeply emotional layer to this experience that often goes unspoken, where parents may feel overwhelmed not only by the sound of two crying babies but by the internal pressure to be perfect, to respond instantly, and to meet every need without delay. This pressure can create a cycle of stress that amplifies the situation, making it harder to think clearly and act calmly. Recognizing that perfection is not the goal, and that being a responsive and present parent is far more valuable than being an immediate one, can release a significant amount of tension. In these moments, taking a single deep breath before acting can shift the entire dynamic, allowing the parent to move from a reactive state into a grounded and intentional presence. Physical strategies also play a crucial role in managing simultaneous crying, and tools such as baby carriers, twin nursing pillows, or safe positioning techniques can provide practical solutions that allow parents to comfort both babies at once. For example, holding one baby while gently rocking the other in a nearby bassinet, or using a carrier to keep one close while attending to the other, can create a sense of connection for both children without overwhelming the parent. These methods are not about doing everything perfectly, but about finding what works in real life, in real moments, where flexibility and creativity become essential allies in navigating the challenges of twin parenting. Another important aspect is the role of sound and environment, as the atmosphere in which the babies are placed can either intensify or reduce their distress. Soft lighting, white noise, and a calm tone of voice can create a soothing environment that helps regulate their emotions, even when both are crying. Babies are highly sensitive to the emotional state of their surroundings, and when a parent maintains a calm and steady presence, it can have a profound impact on how quickly the babies begin to settle. This does not mean suppressing stress, but rather managing it in a way that does not transfer additional tension into the environment. It is also essential to acknowledge that sometimes, despite all efforts, both babies will continue crying. And in those moments the goal shifts from stopping the crying to staying present through it. This is where emotional resilience becomes a key component, as parents learn to tolerate the discomfort of the situation without becoming overwhelmed by it. Understanding that crying is a natural form of communication, not a sign of failure, can help reframe the experience and reduce the emotional weight associated with it. Over time, this shift in perspective can transform moments of chaos into opportunities for growth, both for the parent and for the babies. Support systems play a vital role in navigating these challenges, and having another set of hands, whether it is a partner, family member, or trusted friend, can make a significant difference in how these moments are experienced. Sharing the responsibility not only reduces physical exhaustion, but also provides emotional relief, allowing parents to recharge and maintain a healthier state of mind. Even brief moments of assistance can create a ripple effect, improving the overall dynamic and making it easier to handle future situations with greater confidence. There is also a psychological adaptation that occurs over time, where parents begin to develop an intuitive understanding of their twins, recognizing subtle differences in their cries, their needs, and their personalities. This intuition becomes a powerful tool, allowing for quicker and more effective responses that reduce the intensity of simultaneous crying episodes. What once felt like an indistinguishable wave of sound gradually becomes a set of recognizable signals, each carrying its own meaning and guiding the parent toward the most appropriate response. Balancing attention between two babies also teaches an important lesson about fairness versus equality, as treating both babies with love and care does not always mean treating them in exactly the same way at the same time. Each child has unique needs, and responding to those needs individually, even within the context of simultaneous crying, creates a more authentic and effective form of care. This understanding helps reduce guilt and allows parents to focus on what truly matters, which is the quality of the connection, rather than the timing of the response. Fatigue is another factor that cannot be ignored, as sleep deprivation can significantly impact a parent's ability to cope with stressful situations, making moments of simultaneous crying feel even more overwhelming. Prioritizing rest whenever possible, even in short intervals, can improve emotional regulation and decision-making, creating a stronger foundation for handling difficult moments. Recognizing the importance of self-care is not a luxury but a necessity, especially in the demanding context of raising twins. There is also a powerful emotional bond that develops through these challenging moments, where the act of comforting both babies, even imperfectly, strengthens the connection between parent and child. These experiences, though difficult in the moment, become part of a deeper narrative of love, resilience, and growth, shaping not only the children but also the identity of the parent. Over time, what once felt overwhelming begins to feel manageable, and eventually, even meaningful. Technology can also offer support, whether through baby monitors, soothing devices, or apps that track feeding and sleep patterns, providing additional tools that help parents stay organized and informed. While technology is not a replacement for intuition, it can serve as a valuable complement, reducing uncertainty and providing a sense of control in situations that might otherwise feel unpredictable. It is important to remember that every set of twins is different, and what works for one family may not work for another, making it essential for parents to experiment, adapt, and trust their own instincts. There is no universal formula, only a collection of strategies that can be adjusted to fit the unique dynamics of each household. This flexibility allows parents to create a personalized approach that aligns with their values, their lifestyle, and the specific needs of their children. Over time, the intensity of these moments begins to decrease as the babies grow, develop, and gain new ways of communicating, reducing their reliance on crying as their primary form of expression. This natural progression brings a sense of relief and a reminder that the most challenging phases are temporary, even if they feel endless in the moment. Holding on to this perspective can provide comfort and motivation during difficult times. The journey of raising twins is not about eliminating challenges but about growing through them, and the experience of handling simultaneous crying becomes a powerful example of how strength, patience, and love can coexist even in the most overwhelming situations. Each moment of difficulty carries within it the potential for transformation, shaping not only how parents respond but also how they see themselves. Ultimately, the sound of two babies crying at the same time is not just a test, but a call to rise into a new level of awareness, resilience, and connection, where the parent learns to navigate complexity with grace and to find calm within chaos, creating a foundation of trust and security that will support their children for years to come. There will be moments when the sound feels too loud, the pressure too intense, and your energy too low, but within those moments lies something quietly powerful. Growth, not the kind that feels easy or immediate, but the kind that shapes who you are becoming as a parent. When both twins cry at the same time, it is not a sign that you are failing. It is a reminder that you are needed in two places at once, doing something extraordinary. And even when it feels messy, imperfect, and overwhelming, your presence is enough. In time, the chaos softens, the rhythm finds you, and what once felt impossible becomes part of your strength.